Okay, so we'll begin with a block, one of these, and we're going to place that underneath the hip. So if you've just come to class, welcome. I'm Sally. We'll be focusing on the hamstrings today. I'm going to give them a big old stretch. We need to warm them up as well in order to do that, and also work neck and shoulders, followed by relaxation. The class will be about half an hour, about 20-25 minutes of movement though. Okay, so let's just take a block, just place that underneath the hips if you're feeling particularly stiff today. And then just let the legs reach out in front of you. Let the hands just rest down either side of the hips. And let the shoulders just draw back and down. Give the shoulder blades a bit of a squeeze. So you're already starting to open up the heart and chest area. Chin just level to the floor. Okay, we're going to push into those heels a little bit more, engage the quadriceps. This will indirectly stretch the hamstrings because they work in pairs, quads and hammies. And then from here, we'll just gently fold forward. So just nice and slowly, nice deep breath in. And then exhale as you fold, let the head release down. Now, of course, this is our first stretch, so it might feel a little stiff. We'll do it again at the end of the sesh, and we'll see how much that's improved. Okay, and then just bringing the hands back. Now walking the hands back, lifting through the heart, lifting the chin as well. Let the shoulders draw back and down. Nice opening across the chest. And then again, fold forwards. Breath in, exhale, gently rounding the spine, chin towards the chest. And then again, bring the hands back, lifting through the heart, lifting the chin too. Good job. And then again, coming back to center. Okay, let's just hug a leg in. So from here, you're going to bring the opposite arm around that leg, wrapping it around. Pop the other hand to the floor behind you. Breath in now as you lift up. Shoulders just, again, drawing back and down. I know I say that a lot, but it's quite important because if the shoulders are elevated, you tend to get shortening in the trapezius around the back, sternocleidomastoid, this muscle down here to the side of your neck. And then once you get tight in there, the neck, head becomes misaligned and you start to get in this vicious cycle of tension and headaches. So I will keep saying it. So gently turning around from there, enjoy that stretch across the mid-back. And then coming all the way back round, I'm going to drop now, the bent leg out to the side, reaching up, reach into the fingertips, make space through the body, draw the shoulder blades down, and see how that changes the activity in your mid-back, latissimus dorsi muscles. And then take a little rotation, so when you fold forward, your breastbone, your sternum is a little more in line with that femur bone. So bringing the hands towards the foot. If you need that little extra support, just have hands on the ground, especially if your lower back feels a bit delicate today. And then take your time now to come up. Let's open through the front side. So reaching back now, we're going to lift the hips and just take a nice big reach up from there, opening the anterior chain of the body. And then releasing down. Okay, let's do all that on the other side then. So folding the other leg in, foot nice and firm to the floor to give you that sense of groundedness. And then just wrapping around. So you're closing in towards your midline. Other hand just drops to the floor behind you. Again, lift the chin away from the chest. Immediately taking strain out of the back of the neck. Shoulders, again, just drawing back and down from there. Just inhale, exhale. Alright, and then again, come on back round, dropping from there, bent leg out to the side, again reaching up with the arms, and then activate your upper postural muscles by depressing the shoulders. Your shoulder blades again draw down, little rotation so that breastbone lines up with the thigh bone, and then again reaching forwards or bringing hands to the floor for that little bit of extra support. Okay, nice deep breath in and out. And then simply take your time now to come all the way back up. And we're moving over onto hands and knees now. Oh, no we're not, we've got to lift up. I knew I'd missed something. So for me, just going to reach back, lift the hips, stretch up from there, lifting the gaze as well. I'm going to end up in my plant pot, I think. I might have to rein in the whole plant situation a little bit. What do you think? Bring the soles of the feet together now, knees out to either side. Just pause here before we come over onto hands and knees. Shoulders just join back and down. See if you can soften into the hips a little. We grip with the hips a lot, which you're supposed to because they're a weight-bearing joint. However, sometimes it's nice to soften in there a little bit too. It'll help free up the back. Okay, now let's come over onto hands and knees. So just coming into box position. Okay, wag the tail to start with. So spine nice and long, hips swaying side to side. And then just coming all the way back to centre now, gang. From here, breath in, exhale, move into cat stretch. Nice and simple, let the head release down. Lower back just drops a little, lifting the tailbone and chin. And then again, curling back up through the spine, head relaxes down. And then again, just gently release. Okay, come back to centre. Okay, let's switch on the core a little bit now. So keep the spine nice and neutral. We take an inhale. As you exhale, pull navel into spine, reach one arm away. Slowly bringing it back down. I know this probably looks really easy, but actually, to keep the shoulders and hips level, it does take a little bit of core work and control. Control can actually be quite hard if you're very flexible. And then again, reaching away. Let's just do one more other side. Again, reach away, keep that head and neck nice and still. Keep my elbow a little bit bent so I can keep that arm plugged into the shoulder girdle. Okay, hands now a little wider than shoulders, spread out the fingers. And then tucking toes under for downward facing dog. Ardha Svanasana. I'll use a bit of Sanskrit because we've got some 200-hour students on the class today. So head relaxing down, bending one knee and then the other. Good. Give everything a little bit of a wiggle. Okay, and then from here, let the knees just come all the way down. Oh, so good. Keep the toes tucked under, let the hips drop back. And then let the arms just reach forwards from there. So just spread out the fingers, breath in, exhale, let the head relax down. So you've got that little bit of traction in between the hands and the mat. Again, drawing the shoulders down away from the ears. Great, okay, let's bring it up now. I'm going to bring right leg forwards, just into a lunge. Hands either side of the right foot, tucking left toes under as you lift the knee. And then just slowly moving forwards and back. So working into that hamstring, particularly in that front leg as you take the hips back, come up onto the heel. Moving forwards. Exhale, fold. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, fold. Good. One more time. Bring it back. And then let that front foot just drop down. You're going to feel a bit of stretch across the top of the ankle now. I'm just going to shorten my stance a little bit. And we'll take a twist from here. You're going to start to feel this a little more intensely on the hamstrings. Feel free to take a block under the left hand. Okay, right arm reaches up. So it's a bit of a variation of revolved Pravrita triangle, Trikonasana, because I've got the back heel off the floor. That is because giving back heel off the floor is going to get a little more stretch into the calf muscle. If you're very flexible in the calf muscles and Achilles heel, you might find your heel can go down. Okay, enjoy that rotation through the thoracic region. Use your core, lift the pelvic floor as well. And then let's from here bring the right hand back down. We're coming into downward dog again, but we're taking the right leg up. 3-leg downward dog. So hands flat to the floor. Float now the right leg back and up. Neck nice and relaxed. If you feel quite open in the hips today, you can take a little rotation. Just let the right hip lift. That right leg's kind of relaxed. Great, okay. And then from here, just popping right foot down, knees to the floor. Let's bring left leg forwards. Frame the front foot now. And then from here, let's just move it forwards and back. Coming up onto the heel on that front foot if you can. So exhale, fold. Inhale, forwards. Exhale, inhale. Good, nice and slow, take your time. It's probably going to feel a little different one side to the other. As I always say, that's perfectly normal. Everyone has their own normal. That's the nice thing about being a unique human. Okay, and then from here, just bringing it back and add a little twist now. So just let that left foot plant itself down. I'm going to use a block so I don't mangle my lower back. Feel free to join me on that. And then reaching up with the left arm. So nice big thoracic rotation. Right heel is sinking down. Again, you might find your heel reaches the floor if you're particularly flexible. Okay, good. Just enjoying that rotation through the spine. It's going to really help free up the rib cage, helping your breathing, which then will indirectly relax the shoulders and neck. See what I did there? Okay, and then bringing the hand back down. Let's just pop the block to one side. 3-leg downward dog. Let's float the left leg up. Good. Right heel sinks down. And then just let that left leg lift up. And kind of let it relax. Just let it flop. So the weight of the leg is helping to open the hip. Okay. From here again, just bringing the left foot down. Let's bring it up to standing. I don't think I'll do a great deal of standing today, but we'll do a little bit as you've asked for hamstring stretches. So let's come up from there. Woo, spinner. Okay, so from here now we'll just take a forward bend to stretch the hamstrings. We'll work on the right leg predominantly first. So right leg comes forwards. This time, let's turn the back heel out a little bit. And then you can either go tightrope stance if you want to work on your balance, or from there just go a bit more kind of on train tracks to help your balance. Hands on hips. Move the right hip back, left hip forwards, and then hinge from the waist as you fold forwards and down. Back of the neck is nice and long. Good. And then you might be able to reach the floor, or you might like to take blocks so you can more easily reach the floor. Okay, so let's work on getting this front leg straight now. Again, just sinking that right hip back. Back of the neck is just nice and long. Spread the toes and just pause there. Good. Deep breath in and then exhale as you fold down a little further if your body lets you. Of course, we're not going to force anything. Let the head just hang down. Pause here. Good job, everyone. Okay, and then just take your time now. Keep the legs strong, so pull up through the thighs. See the kneecaps lift a little bit. Hands onto hips. Pull navel into spine, work the banders. Take your time to come up, breath in. And then opening through the chest, take the hands onto the lower back. Lifting the heart, lift the chin too, and pause here. Imagine you're breathing into the heart. And then bring the gaze back to the horizon. Let's change legs. So left leg forwards now. Just let that right hip move forwards, left hip sink back. So just aligning the pelvis before you you come down with a little wonky pelvis. Just could possibly screw up the SI joints a little bit. Contribute to a sciatic episode. So again, hips facing forwards. Take your time as you come down, spread the toes, grip with the feet, and then bringing the hands down to the floor or onto blocks. Good, and then really work to draw that left hip back, again right hip forwards. See how that feels. And then when you feel ready, again on an exhale, come forwards and down. So the head is just relaxing down. So the weight of the head is just helping to stretch through the back body. So you can use your body weight to help stretch sometimes. Great, okay, just one more breath here. And then slowly take your time now, bring your hands back onto the hips, pull up through the thighs, lift those kneecaps. Okay, and then take your time again to come up. From here, hands onto the lower back as you lift the chest, lifting the chin away from the chest too, draw the shoulders back and down. So now we've gone into a little spine extension. Okay, let's bring it to the top of the mat now. Pop the blocks to one side. Okay, I'm going to bring it back down now for some deeper stretches, starting to work on neck and shoulders too. So let's now take a breath in, reach up, exhale, bend knees, come all the way down, hands to the floor, press back, into downward facing dog, neck nice and relaxed. Hold it here. Okay, and then just let the knees come all the way down from there. Taking the legs out in front again. Let's see how those hamstrings are now. So again, feel free to put a block underneath your hips if you wish. Let's take the arms up, this time inhale, exhale, Paschimottanasana, reaching towards the feet. Excuse me. Breath in, exhale again as you fold. So the hands, again, they can always come down if you need that little extra support for the back. But hopefully now you can just kind of soften into that stretch a little bit more than when we started. And that hasn't taken long, has it? It's quite quick to change up muscle. It's got such a high blood flow that they adapt real quick. Okay, and then take your time again to come all the way up. Okay, just arrange your legs so you're comfy. I'm going to cross mine over, excuse me. And then let's work a little bit more on the neck and shoulders. Take a block. Okay, gang, so from here, let's just bring the right hand down onto the mat. Just reach on out. Now keep that shoulder down away from this. I find having, relaxed neck and shoulders, I actually need to work on mine a bit at the moment too, so this is good. A lot of it comes down to little micro movements. So even just, walking around all day with a rucksack on, with your shoulders elevated even, a quarter of a centimetre, can really make a difference with regards to muscle tension. How you hold the head, so are you always looking at the ground when you walk around, or are you looking forwards? Looking forwards is better. Are you racing forwards, leading with the head? Again, lots of us do this, myself included. But if you are, just keep an eye on that, because that can put an awful lot of strain on the back of the neck. That then becomes hyperactive, the front of the neck becomes underactive, and then you start a muscle imbalance. So there's lots of little micro movements you can do, so just kind of get into the habit of that, and then when you don't do them, you'll feel rubbish, and that's a good place to be, because then you won't move to that negative postural pattern. Okay, there's always a positive. So reaching out, right hand, left arm comes up, and then bring it over. Now see what difference it makes when you lock the left arm. See what that does to the shoulder, and then if you bend the elbow, see how that frees up the shoulder. So if we lock, shoulder for most of us tends to elevate, which means shortening of the neck muscles, temporarily, but it's still not really what we want. So if we just soften that left elbow, and then I quite like to just drop the gaze down too, so now the weight of my head is stretching into the side of the neck as well. Alright, and then let's just bring ourselves up from there. Okay, other side. So breath in, reaching up. Coming over into a lateral flexion, into our sideways bend. That's it, pausing there. Good. And then again, see what, just kind of play around with it. See what happens when you lock the arm, see what happens when you bend the elbow, land where you prefer. And then let's, again, just bring the gaze down, pausing here. So you might not think this is a shoulder stretch, however, we have a whole ton of muscles around the shoulder. One of them is the serratus. If you ever do a foam roller, you'll know when you've hit it because it's kind of tight, but it makes up part of the shoulder joint. So we're just giving that a little bit of a stretch, and then again just coming all the way up from there. Excuse me, I've had that itch for about 5 minutes now. And then from here, you're going to bring the right arm across the chest now. So hook the left arm under. See if you can straighten out the right arm. Just hugging the arm in from there, just to give the outer, or the lateral predominantly deltoid, a bit of a stretch, that side shoulder muscle. And then from here, just add a little side flexion too, working again to the serratus. Relax the jaw now, gang. So deep breath in and out, jaw nice and relaxed. Good. And then coming back up from there. Okay, let's just try that on the other side. So again, just reaching across, hooking under, pausing here. Should feel kind of nice. You'll feel the scapula move away from the spine a little bit, or move outwards. And then from there again, maybe just adding a little bit of a lateral bend as well. Relax the jaw, super important. And and then again just coming all the way back to centre, relaxing down. Now taking your yoga belt or exercise band, or just go grab a handheld, something like that, doesn't really matter what it is. I'm just going to take that in the hands, reaching up, and then nice big stretch back, opening across the chest and coming back down. So I do this most days, feels pretty good. That's it. And you might find again you can comfortably go all the way back. I'm just going to take it to well, to where I'm taking it with a hypermobility. If any of you got hypermobility, be careful with this stretch. So round about there, my shoulders are hypermobile. Feels good. I know I can take it all the way back. However, having popped a shoulder doing that, sometimes half range of movement is more sensible. Okay. And then coming all the way down. Less is more, quite often. Give the shoulders a little bit of a roll. Let's come on to hands and knees now. We're just going to stretch into the back shoulder a little bit more with thread the needle. Come on over. Okay, so we're taking now the left hand forwards, knees nice and wide, and then just thread through. So right arm comes through, palm faces up, and then just hang here, essentially. So as you reach the right arm under, again that shoulder blade, the scapulae, is moving away from the spine. It's still obviously attached to the rib cage via some of the rotator cuff muscles, etc. So infraspinatus, supraspinatus. So that's getting a real good stretch in there. And the left arm, not resting on the head, please don't rest on the head. Use that left arm to support you. So my left arm's pretty engaged right now. Nice big stretch to the latissimus dorsi. This is a great stretch to do if you've been sitting a lot. And then from here, just bringing it back. Push into that left hand to bring you up. Oh, see how amazing that feels on the right arm. It's going to feel quite different to the left. Let's go on the other side. So again, just threading through, palm faces up, head relaxes down. You might find one side's a little more mobile than the other, and that's all right. Again, pretty normal. Again, working that scapula away from the spine, so it's moving away from your midline. Push right hand into the floor, so you've got a good deal of support from there. Okay. Alright, just one more breath. And then from here again, just coming all the way up. Okay, sitting back now. Let's bring the arms behind, interlace the fingers. If this is not comfortable for you, kneeling, then of course just change the legs up. Interlace the fingers behind the back now and just let the arms reach away. If it's really difficult for you to get the hands together, please don't force it, because your shoulders can end up more stiff because they'll spasm. Take again a band or a belt or tea towel, and then just take hold of that and then reach back. If you would like a deeper stretch, from there you could take a bit of a lean forwards and reach up. That doesn't always feel like a deeper stretch for some people. It depends on the mechanics of your shoulders. Not the shoulders, your shoulders. Okay. And then releasing down. Okay, coming on to our backs now, last 5 minutes of class. So come on down. Okay, straight into a hamstring stretch. Again, using your prop around the foot there, pushing heel up. Other leg relaxes down if you can manage it. And then keep pushing that heel up towards the ceiling. Draw the toes back towards you. Enjoy that stretch through the calf muscle. If your calf muscles are tight, more than likely your hamstrings are going to be tight. Okay, they both meet around the back of the knee, they both cross over the back of the knee, so they're very much connected via fascia. So you kind of can't have a nice relaxed hamstring and without the other one, having being affected, and vice versa. If stiff, it's both of them going to be stiff. So work into that calf muscle. And a good amount of time to hold a stretch like this, a progressive stretch, different types of stretching, at least a minute or so. I've been on my feet a lot recently, and I can feel this is necessary. So even you might not have been to the gym or done cycling or running to tighten the hamstrings, but just being on your feet a lot can of course tighten hamstrings and calf muscles. So great stretch to do on a daily basis if you can. Okay, and then releasing down. I'm just going to hug the leg in. So a bit of a, I can't remember what you call this one. But anyway, just threading through. Take a hold of the foot and just a little rock side to side. I'm just adding a little ab curl there as well. Why not? Okay, and then releasing down. Okay, other side. Just hamstring to start with. Pressing into the heel, hold it there. Again, just drawing toes back towards you. So again, enjoying that stretch in the calf muscle. That's it, hold it there. And have that lower back relax down into the floor if you can too. If you're not able to, then probably best you bend up the other leg just so you can drop that lumbar spine down so it's not under stress. Okay, good. All right. And then from here, again, just bending the knee, little external rotation at the hip. That would send the knee out to the side. Threading the left arm under. Okay, just give that a little hug. Might feel that a little more down the inner thigh, the adductor muscles. This is a nice one to do in the morning if you wake up a little stiff in the back. Quite like doing this one in the morning. Okay, and then releasing down from there. Okay, let the arms rest back now, cactus arms. Feet just hip width distance apart. We're going to roll on up, lift the hips. Take your time as you roll back down, just freeing up the back before we rest. And then again, lifting up. Okay, rolling all the way down. And then one more time, again, lift. And coming down, interlace the fingers and just reach the arms back. Nice little stretch into the shoulders and the pecs. Pectoral muscles make up part of the shoulder joint. Okay, and then hugging the legs in, give it back, a little stretch, gently rocking side to side. Okay, let's take a little breather here then. So just popping feet flat to the floor, let the knees drop in. Let the arms just rest wherever's comfortable for you. And then once your back feels settled, you could have the legs down on the ground there, flat to the floor, or just staying here, or just bring the arms in a little closer. Ultimately, find a spot that is comfortable for you. Let's focus now on relaxing the jaw. A nice way to do that is just to breathe out nice and strongly through the mouth. Maybe I can't do that noise. You know that noise with the lips horses do? I don't have that skill. But that is a nice way to relax the jaw. Maybe do that a few times. It is a skill. Let the face relax. See if you can soften the forehead now. If your mind is racing, that's going to tighten your forehead. So just see if you can soften that a little bit now. And then just allow the upper body to soften and relax. Arms and legs completely relaxed. And then just allow the whole body to soften and relax. Let's bring our awareness to our breathing now. Taking a slow, deep inhale. And just a slow, deep exhale. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. See if you can lengthen the exhale, and each time you breathe out, soften the jaw even more. Take another 5 breaths. Softening the body a little more with each exhale. And then if you have the opportunity to rest a little while longer, please do. Otherwise we're just going to stretch into the body, reaching into the arms and the legs. And then just coming over onto your side, pressing into the hands to bring yourself up. With the shoulders a little bit of a roll. Good. Gaze nice and soft or eyes closed. And then let's take a deep breath in. We'll just float up with the arms. Nice big inhale. Exhale, bringing the hands all the way down. Thank you for joining me today, everyone. I hope you have a lovely rest of the day, and I hope your neck, shoulders and hamstrings feel a little bit better. Namaste.